Welcome to Super Happy Dragon Lucky. The show will begin momentarily.
Yeah. Young-Satoshi. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. Dragonchain, 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 Dragonchain. Mine 10 blocks on the blockchain. My ETH father for the got paid. These dragons selling like they hotcakes. We go to the moon like we don't got breaks. If you want to transact on a marketplace, Dragonchain, Dragonchain, Dragonchain. Dragonchain, 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 Dragonchain. Mine 10 blocks on the blockchain. My ETH father for the got paid. These dragons selling like they hotcakes. We going to the moon like we don't got breaks. If you want to transact on a marketplace, Dragonchain, Dragonchain, Dragonchain. My ETH costs more than your rent. I spend my life savings, get a 10. Dragons get the hottest coming next. Me and Joe Rose make a bet. All this shit seem new to me. Mixing blockchain with security. Keeping data safe is the fluency. How could you not fuck with the company? This the best thing since the internet. Shout to Joe Nell on the project. Dragon Days of Summer getting tired yet? All the coin holders flying private jet. Bought a few dragons for retirement. Eileen Quentin, please call me if you got a set. Blockchain business, yeah, we eyeing it. The dragon is a leash, and we mining it. Dragonchain, 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 Dragonchain. Mine 10 blocks on the blockchain. My ETH father for the got paid. These dragons selling like they hotcakes. We going to the moon like we don't got breaks. If you want to transact on a marketplace, Dragonchain, Dragonchain, Dragonchain. Dragonchain, 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 Dragonchain. Mine 10 blocks on the blockchain. My ETH father for the got paid. These dragons selling like they hotcakes. We going to the moon like we don't got breaks. If you want to transact on a marketplace, Dragonchain, Dragonchain, Dragonchain. Hey. Ooh. It's your boy Young Satoshi. Shout out Joe Rose. Shout out Eileen. Shout out Joe Nell. What up, Crypto Crusader? I see you. Let's do this. 2018 is our year. Ooh.
All right, welcome to Super Happy Dragon Lucky. This is the Dragonchain Updates show. This is episode 1/30. That's 0x130. It is the 304th episode, weekly with an AMA. Reminder, nothing going to show is financial advice, and stay tuned after the updates for the weekly AMA. First off, in Dragonchain updates this week, the distribution for this show from last week was 720 governance lot NFTs. There was one question, only one question for 360 lot. The host received 180 lot. Dragonchain received 180 lot. And we should probably do something with those. We should probably have more votes and change the show around. Either way, anyone who has one is welcome to do that and weigh in on anything we should change. Okay, next we go to Den.Social updates. So first off, DenDAO meetings, and you should probably start paying attention to these and attending these. I think there might even be a question about this in the AMA. There is a meeting today every Thursday at 2 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. UTC. There's a DenDAO meeting conducted by the Emperor. I am for I am. So you should join that if you can. It is a meeting, so you don't have to have your camera on. You can also participate by posting a question or comment or suggestion or a topic for discussion in this post right here, which is for the day's show. There's nothing there yet. But the agenda's here. And essentially, if you need to add something else to it or show up and ask a question live, you need to do it. The link is right here in the post, so you can join anytime. There are limits if there were too many people, but I don't think that'll be a problem. Hopefully I'll be able to be there today. I don't know if I have any other meetings, but the reason it matters is we're getting very close to releasing the draft white paper for D platform, which is at least looking like it will be a proposal to upgrade and move forward Den itself. So there's a bunch of there are a bunch of things that are part of that, and what we're going to do is put it out and have some period of time where people can ask questions, make suggestions, call out things they might not like, and give general feedback for sure, but also answer questions. And I think that there will be some things in there that will be even variables, numbers, and other arrangements in the system that hopefully we will have documented, different options for various components, and we will then have votes to essentially fix the entire strategy. And then at the end, after enough time and everything's been looked at, we will vote to do this, or to delay, or to say, no, we don't want this at all. So that'll be there. So you should start paying attention if you can. And hopefully it'll, kind of kick us, put a little fire under the seat to get that white paper out. There's a lot going on, so there's a lot to do. But anyway, very good things, and it'll be good to see the Emperor today, and we'll get to talk about that stuff. So next we go to World Blockchain Roundtable updates. In case you missed last week's episode, it was St. Patrick's Day. St. Patrick's Day in June. Was it in May? Was it in May? It would have been in May. St. Patrick's Day in May. Yeah. So anyway, which cryptos are green? You can still watch it. You can still share it, and you can still click the like button and all that stuff. So if you can, please do. The more it gets, the more engagement it gets, the more views it gets the first week, the more all of the participants will get, which is a good thing. I was on it, so you can watch it with the comfort knowing that you won't have to listen to me on it. It was probably well, I didn't get to see all of it. I got to see the first half of it before I had to be out. Okay, next today is, and this is episode 211, and the topic is crypto anarchy, replacing state functions with blockchain. I think this will be a good show. I think because based whether or not you believe anarchy is a valid governance principle or not, the fact that replacing state functions with blockchain would be an improvement in the world, would be a very good thing. So almost certainly worth watching this one. This one will be probably really good. Hopefully there should we sneak peek the questions? Hopefully there's Zach, Dayrock's awesome. Dayrock. So there are only 3 questions, and only 2 of them can be awarded, because you can only get awarded once per episode. So get in there and add a question before go live there. And speaking of which, get in there and add a question to this show before I refresh the AMA questions. I'll probably walk through all of them today, even though we started late. I'll try to make them faster answers today, and the top 3 will be rewarded, of course. So make your votes too. All right, let's see here. Next, do we have? Yes, we have this. Okay, so next we have the Dracaria updates, and this is an important one because we are in the middle of, I guess you'd call it integration testing. It's the full process test where we are running. We're running a test scenario where we have accelerated all of the times so that we can see the seasons change and everything else. So we're running on a 24-hour cycle right now with a 23-hour spawning cycle. So it goes 23 hours of spawning, and then 1 hour that you can't spawn, and then it kicks off again to the next season. And so we already found one tremendous bug right at the beginning, and that would have been a few days ago. And we immediately we fixed it. We fixed the bug. We fixed a couple other little things that we found, and then we turned it back on. and we've been running since then. I think that we are in. I'm not going to be able to show you because I know that some of the dragons have hatched, and it is just simply too dangerous to go. But it is currently in the test environment. I'm going to check this. It is still Earth season of the first age, so it's still the day in this test. It is the second season, so it's the first season after the Genesis, the free season. So one way or another, and you know what, I can show you this. I can show you this. So essentially, this is the website itself. I'm not going to scroll down because I don't know if it shows anything else, but you can see that you can go to the about the team page. Team page is pretty cool. Definitely can't show you that because there are some dragons that have already shown up. Community page, can't show you that because dragons have hatched. Spawn page, I can probably show you the spawn page. It's I don't know if it's, I think it's still, no, the spawn is everybody got the 50 eggs in this first season, so there are none more available. So you can see that it tells you, okay, in 3 hours 36 minutes. Now of course, in the real one, these are going to be month long, and I'll tell you what we're looking to do. I can't look at my collection anyway, and you can see that there is going to be an exchange on here where you can buy, sell, trade dragons. So anyway, it's going to be pretty cool, and we should be there very shortly. Make sure you're following Dracaria World on X. So it is literally just at Dracaria World. Go there, follow. There aren't very many followers yet, so it's very, very early. And there are still at least 12 gateway keys. We're looking into it. There were, we do believe there were 3 accounts that won gateway keys that must have been bots because they were banned on Twitter, or at least suspended. They're gone. So we don't know if we're going to be able to award them. So we're thinking about saying, hey, we're going to recover those gateway keys so we can give out more. And I think there were 3, but I might be wrong about that. And if those people ever come around and say, hey, I was a real person, this sucks, we'll give them a later gateway key. So we'll make sure that they're safe and don't lose anything. But right now, there's no way for us to verify that they were the ones that won it. So it's kind of rough. I don't know. If Dracaria were running, we would have had a better way to do that than what Twitter gives us, but alas, we didn't. So it is essentially what it is, and make sure you're following because we'd love for anybody listening to this to be able to get one of those gateway keys, right? Because there are so few of them that this Genesis season is going to be very, very rare, right? Very unique. There's even unique naming. There's a whole bunch of interesting stuff that comes with it. There's probably a bunch of names that will never be seen because there aren't enough eggs in the first in the Genesis season to make it possible. So anyway, pay attention to that. And after we get done with this, we're probably going to go through the weekend, maybe just to make sure everything is smooth, and we're making some updates to the UI as well. And as you know, we'll test those. But once we finish this, we're going to kick everybody out. It's all just team members, and we're going to reset the entire system, right? And start over from scratch, but with the full length, everything production values, the 14-day spawn cycle, 28-day season, repeat, and with the hatch, and I should say hatch, the egg densities, which affect the probability of that your egg will hatch. Right now, they're at 100 or 1,000 times faster than normal. I can't remember. So they're hatching pretty quick now, but it's still very amazing because we're seeing, even with the small test, the small test data set, that the hatches are totally unpredictable. When it's going to start. Now we are and it's not in the UI yet, but I think it will be. We are going to be able to, once the hatch starts, we know because that hatch start event, if you look at the white paper, determines what the past, future Bitcoin blocks are. So we know when, about how far away that Bitcoin block is. And, if we assumed an average 10-minute block time, which, I don't know how precise that is anymore, even sometimes it's only 9-minute average, but essentially that we can give at least some level of estimate of, hey, your egg is probably going to hatch in 9 hours and 28 minutes, that type of thing. So, and there might be a countdown, I don't know, but it'll be fun. It'll be really cool because you'll know, hey, it's hatching. I just need to pay attention now, right? So anyway, we're going to run that second test. We're not going to run a full month. We're just going to start it, spawn a bunch of eggs, hope to see some hatches so we can check all the values with all of the production numbers, make sure everything is as it was. And then I don't want to say absolutely because we haven't, the team, the DAO has to vote on it, but essentially we'll be ready to go. So we're really close to this happening. And the other thing that's going to happen in the meantime that will affect when we say, hey, let's launch, or to affect what we set that date to be to launch, is that we are going to get a series of articles out there on the capabilities, the concepts, what Dracaria is, both in lore and in function, and they're going to be geared towards normal people who aren't who aren't or don't care about the super technical side of it, but they want to know what it means. I could explain everything in a white paper how it works, but this is going to filter out that, and you can go to the white paper for that always, of course, but this is instead going to show you what the effective meaning is of those principles, and it's going to be geared towards normal people. And it'll probably do different sections, like what the magic on the dragon is a big one, because there's so many little intricacies there, and some of them are kind of profound. So very neat concepts when you get into how everything works. So those will be there. The basis of it, how the randomness is different than normal gaming. The seasons, the houses, all of the fee and supply algorithms, things like that. There should be some very interesting parts to it, and we'll have a series of those going out. They'll probably go out pretty rapidly, and we'll have a date set, and we might do a couple of podcasts here and there, especially with all of the friends from the roundtable, hopefully, and we'll be able to also post those to get some more attention elsewhere as we roll out. So there's a bunch of really cool stuff rolling around, and we don't have a final date, but I recommend that you go watch this, because that's the other thing. At some point, the website will open up, and what we're going to want everybody to do, of course, is to go in and get your account set up, get familiar with the website, know where you go to spawn, and what your options are and things like that. So anyway, pay attention. Go follow Dracaria World and pay attention. Okay, next we go to, and I'll go back to here. Next up is the patent portfolio update. So first off, I have made the update to the, I don't know what you call it, what the document is, but it's essentially a document that describes all the patents, describes the vision behind them. It does have, like, say, Dragonchain history, pedigree, what Dragonchain is, but then it goes through each patent and it goes in depth, gives you everything about it, the dates of filing, the dates of grant, the expiration time windows, and the full description of the patent, examples of how it could be used, what industries should should be considered for each of the patents. There's a matrix on it, and there's a lot of information on how we're thinking about doing things like bounties to get information about infringement and stuff like that. So that is delivered. I believe it's being processed or looked at by legal for on Dex for and if you haven't already, go to dex.finance, and it's DEXX.finance ASAP to be ready. We'll probably in the coming weeks at some point we will be posting it on Dragonchain as well. But make sure you go there, set up your account. Again, get familiar with it. I believe they're going to add a new category of asset, and this will be the first one, which is going to be something related to intellectual property tokens. And so you'll go there, you'll be able to buy. I don't have final words yet on, well, we don't know what the pricing will be, and we don't know how it's going to roll out. I think it's going to be a tiered release where hopefully where buckets will go out at different quantities and maybe different prices over time in the primary sale. And then after that, it'll go into a liquidity pool. So it'll all be very simple, but you have to have an account there. So I'd go there and get it ready. And anyway, so good stuff, lots going on there, and it'll be very exciting. Next, we go to, let's see here, and I think I have something for this. We go to Meme Asylum, and so first off, join the Telegram. It is t.me/meme asylum, and you can see it right there. Go there, ask questions, pay attention. A couple of things rolled out on, like say, snitching, and some interesting, fun ideas in that project. So go there, and we're trying to figure out a few things about, make a few decisions about various topics on the configuration and how it rolls out. So in the meantime, make sure you get online and go to Telegram, join that group, and then also on X, if you go to, and I think it is, let's see here, if you go to communities, so it's the one that has two little people in the icon here. If you go to communities, and you can search for Meme Asylum, you'll find it, join up. They of course, you probably heard that X suspended the Meme Asylum account. So we're doing this. It's very, very early. So get in there and join. I don't actually know what you need to do if you need to request or not, but I was added, so I don't know how it is set up. You might be able to ask Lee. So if you go to Kiff's Crypto Gin Smellin' Bee, you'd be able to find that. So no X account. What you need to get an X account. You need to get an X account so that you might not be able to do it under Coca-Cola. I don't know, but either way, get an X account so that you can start for this, as well as Dracaria and Dragonchain too, right? Anyway, whatever. So Meme Asylum's moving forward. It's I will tell you, on the technical side, I should say this: we have the contract finished. We have a couple of adjustments in some of the variables to make. We have a couple of things still to audit, because the latest probably 3 or 4 functions that were added were not in the original audit of the contract, so we need to do that. And I don't know. Otherwise, it's there's that, and there's a little bit left to do with the website itself as well. So that'll happen soon. All right, let's see here. The next thing. All right, that's it. All right, so now it's the AMA. So while I refresh the AMA questions, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, make sure you share this. Again, the more people that that watch this show, the more you will get for credit. So anyway, all right, let's see. News original. It's not non-original. See, I'm like, da, da, da. I don't know if some of these, I don't know. All right, there's a lot of tags on this. Okay, so first question. Oh wait, I didn't refresh, did I? Okay, here we go. First question from Time Hoarder. Regarding the move to deplatform, are there any documents for the community to review? If not, could you provide 3 critical changes that will affect the Den ecosystem? Okay, awesome. All right, first off, I would say there's nothing new yet released to review. There's definitely a new document that we will want you to review. It's just not out yet. We're waiting for it to get to the draft publish. So that'll happen, I'm hoping, really soon. And in the meantime, though, I would suggest because and I'm not just saying I'm not even just saying for your edification. I'm saying for your ability to help us with feedback. It would actually be really good to have everyone go back to the Den white paper and review that and at least skim it, refamiliarize yourself with it, because a lot of those things will be very important when we talk about deplatform. And I'll tell you the way I'm seeing it. Mostly, I don't see this as, oh, deplatform is going to come in and replace what is the Den white paper, right? I see this as deplatform is it's almost like you could treat it kind of like an amendment to the Den white paper. That is, fundamentally, it will not change much, right? Fundamentally, it is still going to be the Den.Social system that you all know and love and have helped us build these many years. So it's not going to change the most important things about Den. Let's see here. You want 3 critical changes. Okay, so let me think. What are the 3? So one of them, which is kind of the core, like conceptually what caused us to think this is the way to go, and that is that the communities. So if you said what is now a layer, we're going to change it to a channel. That's not like a critical change. We're just going to change a layer to a channel. Same thing, but it's called a channel so that people on the outside, everybody knows what a channel is, right? So a community comes in, or let's say one of them already exists. You now have a channel. The community, as long as the community DAO approves and everything else, can potentially turn on video streaming, right? That capability is already built in. We tested it. We haven't used it or tested it in maybe years, but essentially torrents can be used. And the problem is it's kind of a hard thing to, how do you get people to see the torrent? They're not getting anything from it, so most of the time it doesn't really work. With this, what we're doing is plugging in the torrent seeding as a pretty heavily magnified or multiplied engagement metric. So essentially, if you are seeding the torrents for that channel that you already love, then, and there are a few other things that are little details that have to happen. So it's not just any channel can do this, because we want to, when we first roll out, we have to focus, right? So essentially, we're hoping to get a few important creators that will come in with exclusive content, and that will make it possible to bring their audiences in for that exclusive content. Whether or not, we're hoping we'll get some people who have been banned on YouTube and elsewhere. We're hoping we also hope that we get people who aren't, they wouldn't even think of being banned, but the real drive for this is ownership. And so I'll get to that in a minute. But anyway, the people who engage the most will be rewarded heavily. Now, the second thing I would say for critical change is that instead of being rewarded in matter, and pay attention for matter, because if you have matter, if you have lore, if you have lot, there are going to be some important things that you will want to know, and you'll have plenty of time. But there will be some very interesting things for people who hold matter and lore, for instance. Very useful, very important. I think you're going to want to try to gain as much matter as you can while you still can in order to take part in this. But one way or another, you will be rewarded in channel tokens, right? So essentially what we're saying is the communities have responsibilities, and that's engagement, that's doing referrals, that's getting people in the door. But it's also facilitating the streaming in a decentralized way of this content. And so it's a beautiful thing, because the community itself that loves that content are going to be the ones that are facilitating it on their own devices all around the world, right? And we know that works. We just have to put in some of this stuff to meter it, and we have to do a couple of special things within the BitTorrent protocol in order to make it so that you don't have to be a technical person, and you don't have to get up in the middle of the night and add the torrent file to stream it. That we're going to automate a lot of that stuff. You'll run something on your desktop, your laptop, and it'll pull stuff down and it'll stream it. And you'll be able to, configure it. So if you have a small network, you can make sure it doesn't, blow stuff up. But anyway, all that's going to be in the works, and you're going to then get ownership of those channel tokens, right? The content creators, let's say you have someone who comes in who's a content creator on YouTube or Instagram or something, and they create a channel, and they will be competing for engagement. They're going to be trying to get as many people in, and they're going to be trying to get as many paid subscribers into the system as well, that they will be competing for platform ownership tokens, what is right now Den.DAO. That's very hard to get into, right? So they're going to be competing for that. At the same time, all of the channel tokens and all of the Den.DAO tokens are going to be liquid on DEX. So again, get your DEX.finance account as well, because that's how you're going to be able to get into these tokens. We might add something that would be on the Web3 side, where you could go and pay huge fees to trade them elsewhere. But we're going to basically focus and put all of the revenue into liquidity for those tokens on DEX, right? And so there's a lot still left to be done there, and we of course have to decide whether we do it or not. The other big critical change that is, I think it's a game changer, is the functionality, the utility that your channel token has. So you have, let's say I have a channel token, channel X, whatever. I love the channel. I love whoever's doing the streaming, whatever. And so I'm seeding the stream, and I'm bringing people in, and I'm getting my rewards. I could, of course, if I need to go, pay for groceries for my kids wherever I am in the world, I could go like people do now with Matter, and they could cash out. The problem is that a lot of people, when they know that there are people who they are engaging in order to pay for food for their kids, it means that as a holder, or as somebody who sees the future of this project and wants to participate, so I'm holding, that the value goes down. Now, I could go buy more, of course, but it's always been a problem. And you can look at several other crypto projects where there's this death spiral that happens, where the token value can't be maintained because people are continually cashing out, and it becomes a race to cash out. And we have an angle where to improve the like say the token economics for the and this is for governance primarily, but the token economics for, let's say, a channel token, that of course liquidity, which will come as a percentage of the inbound revenue and stuff like that, but that, and this is kind of a secret sauce thing, where in order to get access to revenue that comes into a channel, and this would include the channel creator themselves, that you have to burn channel tokens and compete for the monthly cycle revenue that comes in. So we get revenue come in where people are paying on a monthly bill, and that revenue will essentially go to channels based on engagement. And that means, views and comments and paid subscribers that they brought in and so on. So those channels will get, let's say they have a certain amount of money coming in. You could say, I don't need the money, so I'm not going to go and burn my channel tokens. I want to hold the channel tokens for the future. But the great thing is the people who do need the money can go burn their channel tokens. It improves the channel token supply, and they are essentially able to get a proportional amount of that revenue. So it'll be super fun. Very interesting. And that's, that channel token, when I say burn it, the channel tokens are converted into, on some multiple, converted into revenue tokens, which is a single use that I burn this channel token. It has nothing to do with the revenue side. The revenue token pops up, is used once to get access to that, and after that it goes away too. So it's a use once thing. Anyway, so those are the 3 critical changes. There's a lot more to it than that, but it all makes sense. It's all very organic, and I'm pretty radically excited about it, because there is a lot to it, and it solves a bunch of the problems that we've seen on Den. Okay, so I mentioned that, and I didn't want to bring up the tokens without saying this. So if you do have matter, if you do have lore, we are going to do something where you can convert them by burning them. You can convert them into a portion of the deplatform platform tokens, which is the top level. What is now DenDAO will become this, and you can get a piece of that by keeping all of your matter, keeping all of your lore. I think there are going to be 2 pools, and you'll be able to burn into those, and there will probably be a time window after which we might do something for anybody who missed it, because people might miss it, but I want to do it proportionally if we can. So you would have a time window to do that, and maybe it lapses, maybe it goes past when the platform launches. So anyway, awesome stuff. Great question. Sorry, I didn't mean to go that long with it. Let's see here. Time Hoarder asks, read through the Dracaria paper again, and I'm excited to see this project go live. One suggestion would be to include a section regarding what the egg holder and or hatched dragon owns. That's a good idea. I think we've talked about it, right? When we first wrote the white paper, we didn't know, because there were certain things that have to remain proprietary for a couple of different reasons. But I do believe it's like, say, the instance of your dragon is owned. So you own that 3D dragon. You own, I think the most important thing personally is that you own the genome itself, that it's proven on chain, and if you own the dragon, then you own that genome. So which means you can breed with it, and you can do a bunch of other things. So anyway, it's briefly mentioned, but it wasn't sure if the individual owns the genome as well. See, yes, the genome is the most important thing that you own, in my opinion, right? Because from the genome you can create that dragon, but possibly even more importantly, you could theoretically create other types of characters or animals as well, or things. I don't know, right? You could do a lot of things with it that haven't been approached yet. We haven't talked about. There's some really cool stuff, especially when you get into the gaming environment. You could do some really neat things. Another would be to include some visual examples of third-party integrations to close the gap for those that do not see the connections of how and why Dracaria would enhance their existing or new game or potentially other non-game integrations. Now, here's the thing. I have kind of opted to not put those examples in here, but instead talk about them, because I hate to put something in the white paper that I later goes like, oh, why did I ever say that, right? It's much better to go in, because this is all conjecture. What could you do with it? What can be done? And I do totally agree that people, potential partners need to kind of know what are those things in order to visualize it. So we're probably going to do that instead in practice, either by doing it for real or writing up full articles about it. Full articles on, here's what can be done. Here's an example. Maybe Lucius will write something, or and we'll put that out. We'll do a lot of that type of stuff. And if you guys have any ideas, either write them yourself or bring them in, and I'll put stuff out on some of them that are cool. And because that is a big thing. I think anything abstract like this, you have to have some concrete example. Ideally, something that's actually built, of course, for people to quite understand what's possible. And you think about it, there's so many amazing things that can be done with this. And we're thinking that having one of these primal dragons is going to be very important for some of the things that we're going to build out later, because you'll just get extra for it, right? Okay, next. Sorry, I'm running kind of long on these. I am has a question. What are the top 3 strengths that Dragonchain has to offer? I would say in the general sense, flexibility, security, measurability. I don't know if those are the top 3 or not, but it's essentially we have ways to do things that you can apply to anything. And it isn't the case that you can say, oh, I would never use blockchain for that, or you can't use blockchain for that. This is more, we can apply it into your most boring system that's running on ancient tech. You can use Dragonchain. If it's something that's totally manual right now, there's not any tech involved, you can use Dragonchain. And if you have something that's in the Web3 environment or needs to connect to the Web3 environment, we have the interchain patent, and there's stuff's going to start happening with that soon. And we have a lot of tech that the industry still doesn't understand. And after all these years, because everybody's focused on number go up, but and other than that, I mean, we have the pedigree, we have the understanding, we have the background to know how to solve real problems at scale. So and scalability, I should have said scalability probably instead of measurability, but measurability is very novel, right? It is novel to blockchain and novel especially to Dragonchain. We invented those concepts on the measurability of proof and what it means for blockchain. And if you look at it, you look at Eternal to see what it means when you apply it to the past, to know that if I put something on chain in the past, here's how much it would cost to fake that information. But then if you look at Dracaria, it's about the future, and it's about saying, hey, we're going to mark a point in time or a block in the future, and we're going to wait until it comes up, and we will be able to measure, how much it would cost for someone to try to cheat, right? And so the past and the future, it's all time. There's a bunch of really neat stuff, of course, right? So you think about that. It's all unique to Dragonchain, and very interesting. So, okay, so that's everything. running late. I'm so sorry. So let's see here. In closing, make sure you go and get some Dragonchain merch. You can go to dragonchain.store. That's .store. Dragonchain.store. Get some Den.DAO merch before it's gone, before we don't allow it anymore. Anyway, really good stuff. And mugs and all types of other themed stuff too. We need to add more, of course. And when we roll out the platform, we'll add stuff. When we roll out Dracaria, we'll add stuff. I think you're gonna be able to get. I can't promise this how soon it'll be, but I think you're going to be able to get your Dracaria Primal Dragon on products there, right? We have to work through some of the integrations, and it might be something that you won't be able to go straight to the site for. You'll have to, maybe pay for it on the site and then send us the stuff, that type of thing. But anyway, cool stuff that way. It's going to be fun. And we still owe money to the lawyers. So if you are able, please do go to legalfund.dragonchain.com and donate with your credit card or with your crypto. And if we don't have the crypto that you prefer, there's a form there, and you can tell us what you want us to accept, and we will accept it. All right, let's see here. There hopefully will be some updates on that to come, but I don't know. And I don't know when we'll stop running the legal fund. But either way, we still owe everything, and we have had a few people donate good amounts, and I really appreciate it. You'll never be forgotten. And I think that's everything. Let's see here. I'm looking through. Make sure you watch us again next week. Make sure you watch the roundtable game again this week, about 5 minutes from now at 1100 Eastern, 1500 UTC. Yeah, 5 minutes from now. Make sure you watch. Make sure you follow Dragonchain, Real Denizens, Dracaria World, and Jojo Row on X and on Den.Social. And I think that's everything. So I will see you guys in a few minutes, actually. Bye.
Because that goal will serve to organize and measure the best.
Adaptable, all capital, label radical yet rational. Adaptable approach is palpable if this animal is fallible. But that conclusion is laughable, so with for all detachable from the mandible. You see it now?